This podcast features first-hand accounts directly from the storytellers themselves. I, Mila, will be your guide, faithfully sharing their authentic narratives with you. We own land and a house in Ghouta that we could have sold, but we were informed that the government marked it. Selling or taking any action with our properties in Ghouta has become impossible.
Khalil is a Syrian woman from Eastern Ghouta, forcibly displaced with her family to northern Syria. In addition to the agony of displacement, Khalil suffers from her inability to sell anything from her possessions as the government has taken control of them.
I am Khalil from Eastern Ghouta, and we were displaced to northern Syria. I have 4 married daughters and 2 sons. 2 of my daughters lost their husbands in Ghouta. When we left Ghouta, we had no means to support ourselves, but several organizations were helping us. We own land and a house in Ghouta that we could have sold, but we were informed that the government marked it. Selling or taking any action with our properties in Ghouta has become impossible. I attempted to acquire identification and passports for my children and grandchildren, but so far, we have been unsuccessful. We are unable to formally register some of my family members due to our inability to travel there. We are currently residing in northern Syria, and we lack the necessary documents to establish the children's identities and ages. My son was 13 years old, and my brother's sons were studying there up to 9th grade. Still, when we came here, they refused to recognize it. My son was born in 2005, and he was small when we were in Ghouta, but now he cannot travel or study anywhere because he does not have an official ID. 3 of my children do not have IDs. If they attempt to register in Damascus, they risk arrest, particularly because one of my sons is of military age. We are all grappling with the challenges posed by this situation. Every move we make requires official papers from the government, which, unfortunately, we do not possess. All our documents were obliterated in the bombings. They were incinerated when a rocket struck, erasing everything. We have lost everything. My daughter entered into marriage and had a son in 2007 and a daughter in 2010 before the revolution. During the revolution, we found ourselves besieged in Eastern Ghouta, where she gave birth to 2 more girls, Hala and Habiba. We registered them with the coalition on a form, which we added to the family statement, but these registrations are not officially recognized in Damascus. Authorities refuse to acknowledge them. My daughter's first husband, the father of Hala and Habiba, and my second daughter's husband were martyred by bombing simultaneously. One left behind 4 children, and the other 3. The Syrian government does not recognize their death. My daughter entered into a second marriage and fled to Turkey through smuggling, taking the 2 girls with her. As of now, the girls are in kindergarten, facing rejection from schools due to their lack of official registration. To date, my daughter has been unable to formalize her second marriage because she cannot provide proof of her first husband's death. This predicament results in numerous challenges, exertion, and financial strain. We earnestly hope that the international community will acknowledge us and recognize the IDs issued here. We are Syrian citizens. This is the path that fate has led us. However, approaching the government to retrieve our papers poses a formidable challenge, especially considering the government's characterization of most people in the north as terrorists.
The government compounds the hardships faced by families of the forcibly disappeared by seizing their assets, both movable and immovable, through unjust judgments issued by the terrorism court. This exacerbates the already challenging lives of these families, particularly affecting women who often find themselves displaced and homeless, lacking both funds and shelter. Adding to their dilemma are the challenges imposed by the new reality, restricting their movement. The documents issued by the opposition, though crucial for survival, are not considered a legally recognized alternative to those issued by the government due to a lack of authentication. This was the story of Khalil from the podcast This Is My Story, produced by the Caesar Families Association.